Hello, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here with today's Bottom Line. Lots of questions coming in about my interview with President Obama and what it says about the possibility of Democrats and Republicans coming together to solve our budget problems. First question comes from Karen Eisenberg. Wants to know, where's the president's budget? It's the first time in 92 years that the president has not issued a budget before Congress. You're exactly right about that. The president's budget not likely to come until April. The White House says that's because of the delays called by the fiscal cliff crisis, which carried over into the new year. But a lot of people also smell some politics as well. Senate Republican leader Mitch McConnell says the president is going to drop a bomb in the middle of the process after the Congress has already acted. But the president making very clear he's not going to propose a budget until after we've seen the budgets from the House and the Senate, which were proposed this week. Lori Blankenship, though, wants to know, I'm 55 years old and concerned about the possibility of the Medicare age being raised. I'd like to know what the president's position is on this issue. Well, you know, the president actually had put this on the table back in budget talks in 2011. Since then, the White House has backed off. And when I asked the president directly about this in my interview on Tuesday, he really didn't give an answer. The White House does not want to put this back on the table right now, especially if they don't believe the Republicans are going to go along with new revenues. And you know they're going to take a lot of heat from Democrats and those who rely on Medicare as well. So I don't expect the president to put this back on the table, though he may propose some smaller changes in the Social Security cost of living index and maybe some means testing for wealthier people on Medicare. Number 3 question comes from Carolyn Cabana-Stevens. How about withholding paychecks for all of Congress and the White House until they agree on a budget? Then we'll see how fast they come to an agreement. You know, there actually is a proposal like this. The members of Congress are having their pay set aside until they pass budgets in both the House and the Senate. But the original bill, which said they don't get paid unless there's an agreement, it was changed. It said they just had to pass them in the House and the Senate, because I think that gives you some indication of how pessimistic members of Congress are about the possibility of reaching a deal this year. And they know if they hinged their pay on an agreement, they'd be very likely not to get paid. But finally, Mike Feldman asks, is it pessimism or realism? Because the president in the interview also signaled that he thinks that it just may not be possible for Democrats and Republicans to come together this year. I think that probably is a realism right now. There seems to be a deep, deep divide over this issue of revenues, and the president saying he's not going to accept any deal that doesn't include new revenues. Republicans saying, even leadership saying they're not going to go along with that under any circumstances. Even some other Republicans who want a deal saying they're going to require some entitlement reforms that the president doesn't seem to be willing to go for. So I don't expect a major deal this year, absent some kind of a major economic crisis. That is all for us today. See you Sunday on This Week.